Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 655. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
Okay, so, we make videos all the time, and for some odd reason, there's one particular video or a few about Shin Gojira we're getting a lot of comments and backlash from. Now, if you guys remember, we had a video based on the trailer reaction to Shin Gojira, Godzilla Resurgence, that is getting close to almost over 937 views. And it was trending when you went to look up Godzilla, right, Chris?
Yes, it was.
And we did love the trailer, right? Now,
yes.
Again, that's obvious. We love the trailer. We are huge We're huge We're huge Godzilla fans. Besides Doctor Who fans as well. And when we see something wrong, we point things out. And, we know doing these shows, we know all the sites to get the news from. I basically go to the movies just about all the time, okay? So I know what marketing the movies have, right? So when we go and make statements that there is no marketing for Shin Gojira,
or little to no marketing, that's not like a lie or a misconception. There is no marketing here for Shin Gojira. Now, me and Chris were talking off there before, and I said, you know what? I went to JHU Comics, and I'm like, before I saw Godzilla Fan magazine, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go get that book, right? Lo and behold, it's sold out, so they're going to get me another copy on Wednesday. I wound up picking up Godzilla Oblivion, okay, issue 1, and Godzilla Oblivion issue 2, okay? Now, just keep in mind they're $4 each, okay, $3.99 each. So, I shell out money for things that I like, basically. And Godzilla is stuff that I like. I usually get Godzilla Fan every now and then magazine. So, when I don't remember them saying anything about Shin Gojira on the cover. I got to go research that. But I haven't seen anything in the theaters about Shin Gojira, or they're going to call it Godzilla Resurgence, right? I haven't seen nothing, okay? And I go to theaters all the time. I haven't seen anything on the majority of the sites we go to. And Chris has more outlets than I do with certain things, right? I'm basically looking up stuff about this. Well, when I had free time and when I was in school, I would look stuff up about it. I'm on top of this thing because my concern is, when am I going to get to see this movie? I'm always looking for stuff about the merchandise because I want to buy a Shin Gojira figure when it comes out, and I have good news about that today. And I'm basically looking for any news about what is going on with this movie. And when I tell you that for months, there was a period from January to April 13th where there was little to no news, and any news that came out was like minor things.
Like, we got a picture of Godzilla with the eye.
Oh, no, that was before this.
Yeah.
There was that was us. You're right. I apologize. In January is when we got some of that stuff. There was a period from January to April where nothing was happening. Barely anything was happening. I say nothing because anything that did happen was not big. It wasn't anything great. And there were many outlets of news that I go to on a daily basis to look up not just Godzilla stuff, but mainly, one of them is mainly a Godzilla thing, where they too were saying, where is everything? And on that particular outlet, we had people from Japan saying, it's not over here. There's nothing happening. There was one thing that they said, that there was a magazine article that had the picture, the very first picture we saw with Shin Gojira's head with the red background, that very first poster we got. That was it. And then I remember them specifically, this was Toho, this was them saying April 29th.
Yes, we kept talking about that.
Is happening. And we were like, great. Okay?
Fantastic.
Then on the 13th, they released that trailer, the great trailer.
Yeah, we love it.
Tell me if this doesn't sound suspicious, though. They released it over there in Japan. It was 4 a.m. Does that not sound like we got to get something out to you?
Yeah.
It does to me, and I'm not the one who came up with this theory. There were outlets saying the same thing. They were saying, "Oh, that doesn't sound normal." And then they said, you noticed the trailer was just kind of, it looked like it was thrown together. What does that sound like?
Yeah.
So, I know that there are people out here who say Toho can do nothing wrong, and that's fine. If you think that, that's great. But I'm telling you right now, I know Godzilla movies don't usually get a lot of marketing over here. In Japan, they get a bit more than this one is getting. This is the problem here. I would not be saying any of this if A, I didn't know how Toho worked, or B, Toho didn't come out and say, ours is going to be better than the legendary Godzilla. If you're going to do that and you're not going to do this up, then keep your mouth shut, Toho, okay? I love Toho. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to cater to everything that they do. And my first point, the reason I'm getting so passionate and upset about this is because I know what's going to happen if this, and it's not just me, a lot of people know what's going to happen. If you know how Toho does business with Godzilla, how strict they are with things that they do with him, if this movie does not work, we are not going to see another Toho Godzilla for another 15 to 20 years. That is how they do business. Look at what happened with the Showa series. When did he come back? 10 years later. Look at the Heisei series. When did he come back? 2000. Okay, that was 5 years later, but that was because of the debacle that was the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, right? We are 12 years from the last Godzilla movie from Toho. And the only reason they're apparently making this movie is because, hey, the legendary one did well, but we're going to do it better because that's what we do.
Right. So
if Shin Gojira does not work, I say a minimum would be 5 years before we see another one from Toho. Minimum. And that's me being generous because normally I would say 10 years because that seems to be the pattern that they try to do. Because if you know anything about it, they were not planning on making another Godzilla movie after Godzilla vs. Destroyer until 2005. And surprise, surprise, that was 10 years after Godzilla vs. Destroyer. But since the 98 movie tarnished his name, so much so that one of the guys who played Godzilla was in the theater and ran out of the theater screaming, "That's not Godzilla," during the movie. They said, we got to do Godzilla 2000 Millennium right now, 2 years after.
The guy literally ran out of the theater?
The guy ran out of, I think it was either one of the producers or one of the actors who played Godzilla in the suitimation.
But he watched the American Godzilla?
He was in the theater apparently, and it was a very famous story. He was watching it, and he got up, and he walked out screaming, "That is not Godzilla."
Oh, and then he ran to Toho and, we got to do this?
I don't know what happened after that, but I know for a fact that Godzilla 2000 Millennium, the reason it came out over here as well is because they said we need to let the world know that what America did with the 98 movie is not our product. It is not the creature that was made by Ishiro Honda. It was not the creature that was made by that fantastic group of people that made Gojira. That is not what we were doing. That is not our product. That is not our character. Which is why they bought the rights to it and had Godzilla kill it in Final Wars so that they can say, look, it's a separate monster. In GMK, they said the same thing. They had a scene where one of the guys goes, well, yeah, they said that America was attacked in 98, right? And the guy goes, no, it wasn't Godzilla, it was something else. Getting back to the point, though, with Shin Gojira, when you come out and you make statements like that, and you give it an American title right away, Godzilla Resurgence, you have English-speaking parts in the movie, you've got to do something. You've got to keep people's interest in this movie because I'm seeing it now. When the design first came out, people were fascinated with it. I remember coming on the cast that we did, and you were like, really? People like it? And I was like, yeah. Now people are like, nothing's happening.
Nothing.
So why that trailer kind of reinvigorated everything. But that's it. you're 3 months away, 2 months away if you want to make an argument.
Now I want to go back a little bit because we got some comments, and I'm reading some of the comments, and no offense to anybody can leave comments, but I'm getting the impression that people have not seen all the casts we've done on Shin Gojira. And the reason why I say this is because some of the stuff that was shared was stuff that we shown already. Like, you did show, you want to reshare what you've shown before, Chris, if you could?
I can. Because I have a let me just show this, okay? This is how crazy I am with this movie, okay?
I mean, we've shown, we could list the everything shows that we talked about on it, but we've shown...
I have a file here of all of the pictures that I believe are important to this movie. Right? And I'm going to bring up this one picture here that we showed a while ago. It was
a while ago. Yeah.
Maybe like a couple of days, couple of weeks ago.
Well, that's to us, yeah. We did show this. The one where he's hunched over with the red, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Let me screen share.
I know, guys, we do a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
But sometimes you guys miss. No, not that. There you go. Okay, yeah, we showed this already.
That was my Facebook page, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. We showed this already, though. We showed this image already. This is, I guess, in a theater.
This is in a theater, yeah.
Right, overseas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, now I want to make something clear. When we showed this, we were happy about this.
Right.
This is fantastic. But you want to know what? This is not going to sell the movie.
No, not in the movie theater, because they're going to see it anyway. When you talk, listen, when we... I'm not an expert with marketing, but I have been a merchandiser. I have been doing marketing for my books, okay? I'm not saying I'm an expert, but you got to have posters, you got to have trailers, you got to have Facebook pages, Tumblr, Twitter, Google+. Somebody sent something about, they printed up flyers of Godzilla to hand out with Civil War. Remember that?
Yes. Okay,
we have that in America too, where people print out like flyers, they put it on your car for a coupon to wash your car or something stupid like that. There's no money really involved in taking a picture of Godzilla and copying it and handing it out like a flyer. To me, that's not marketing. You don't market when you're already at the theater, okay? When we're talking about marketing, we want people to see it, not in the damn theater. We want people to see it if they're home, on the internet, put out a trailer, make a Facebook page, put some news on it. Oh my God, this is what God, there's nothing going on, okay? There's the trailer, okay? And I want to show you again, I picked up the comic, a Godzilla Oblivion. This is the first one, okay? Now, I also got the second one. Okay, now I'm just going to really going through this here to see if there's any kind of remotely hint about a Godzilla movie or, and see if even they have something in here about it. And you know what? There's nothing. There's nothing in here in a Godzilla comic to talk about Godzilla Resurgence. Now, this is the first issue. I'm going to go with the second issue. And here's the thing, guys. I was even going to buy Godzilla Fan just to prove a point. This is the second issue, okay? Now, of course, you want to market it. What better place to market it than in a Godzilla comic? You would think, okay? I'm looking through this, and of course, it's just a comic. It doesn't. Let's see. Is there anything in here about Shin Gojira, a Godzilla movie coming about, Godzilla Resurgence? Let me see. No, they promote the X-Files. Thank you. And everything else, but no. There's in a Godzilla comic, there's no promotion about Shin Gojira. Now, another example is when they reordered Godzilla Fan for me. I want to see in the Godzilla magazine current issue if they talk about Shin Gojira, because again, we're in May now. Okay, the movie comes out in July. Okay, you get where I'm coming here, Chris? I mean,
Yeah.
There's really not a lot of time now, and I challenge everybody. Okay, you promote Civil War like last year, right? Like we had stuff about Civil War, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Like last summer.
Yeah.
Even July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, promoting Civil War. Like almost the whole damn year. Okay? Starship Troopers, when the movie first came out, the first movie, they previewed it a year ahead of its release. Okay? They're promoting movies now that are not coming out until Rogue One, for crying out loud. Rogue One's coming out in December. Right, Chris? We got promotions out so early. You know? Where is the marketing? Where's the promotion? We should have 2, 3 trailers by now of Godzilla Resurgence. We should have a whole listing of the action figures. Okay? We should have a book on it. Like, you know, like how Starlog or whatever would have a magazine on it, on a movie coming out. We should have a Godzilla magazine about Shin Gojira and artwork or something. We got nothing. There's nothing. There is, you're handing out flyers. That's nice. All right, in the movie theater where you're going to go to the movie, first of all, when you market stuff outside the theater, okay? You market stuff on the internet. I saw a Facebook page. Now, Chris, I don't know if it's the genuine article, but when I looked up Shin Gojira, I saw a Facebook page for 74 likes. That's not really that great.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I
don't really know. We're gonna research it, Chris, if you could.
Yeah.
And we'll share the links. But I don't really feel there's enough going on. And Chris knows more about that, you know, than I do, about stuff that hits, because I'm usually working when stuff goes down and he'll send me stuff.
Yeah.
On my break, I'll see it.
Let me comment on that, if you don't mind, right? And this kind of goes in this. The reason that I try to find every shred of news that I can when I hear a rumor or I hear that there's a new Godzilla movie coming out is precisely my point, right? When Godzilla movies don't work or they don't do well, or Toho decides, all right, we're going to, you know, they go away.
Yeah.
They just go away, right?
Right.
So whenever you hear a rumor, if it's like you hear a pin drop and it's like there's a new Godzilla movie, it's like I got to stay on top of this because it might go away. Like,
right.
And I wouldn't be this pissed off. See, the reason I was so angry last night was not really because of the whole saga, I guess, of the marketing of Shin Gojira, but it was just they said the 29th was the thing. And then they put the statue up, they had the posters that we already seen in the background, and that was it. And it was like, why would you come out and say the 29th? That would be like...
Chris, this is the page?
I don't know if that's the real one, but I don't know. That looks kind of official, but I doubt it.
Okay.
But, like, that would be like if like... Okay, we'll use Disney, for example. That would be like Disney coming out and saying, hey, guys, May 4th, Rogue One stuff, get ready, right? And then May 4th came around, and then all they had up there was a blaster and a poster that we've already seen. I mean, if they did that, what would the reaction on the internet be?
Right.
I know, and rightfully so, it would be like, what the hell? Why? And now listen, I know what people are going to say. Things are done differently in Japan than they are in America. I get that. Trust me. But when you make statements like these people made when they first made the Godzilla Resurgence announcement, you've got to deliver or you fall on your face. Okay? Now, could the movie be spectacular? Yeah, sure. I hope it is. But they're not building enough interest with this. I think what they're really doing is saying, you know what? The Godzilla fans will watch it because they're Godzilla fans. But when you leave people in the dark for so long, people start to go, is it happening?
Right.
Or you know, is this going to be good? And if this movie is bad, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Because if it's a good movie, then okay, maybe I can forgive some of the like the lack of marketing or some of this or that. But let's think of our first real glimpse in the trailer. The first teaser they do is people running down the street with Godzilla's roar in the background with the title. Really? That's all you do for Godzilla? Your guy. This is their guy. And that's all you do? Come on. Gamera did it better. Look at that the test footage that we got with the Gamera movie.
Now this is a cup from. Is a cup from the American Godzilla?
That's fake because that cup right there, the base, that's the 2014 Godzilla.
Right. Okay. So that's not real marketing. This is not real marketing either.
That is all fan stuff, and the fans. God bless Godzilla fans, man, because they have been doing so much great artwork and stuff.
So the fans are doing stuff because Toho is not.
Here, let me show you what I mean. Right, this one of the best pictures of Shin Gojira that I saw. This was released a couple of months ago, and this was a fan-made picture. And I want to give I don't know who the artist is. I apologize, but I mean, if they're watching and they see this, you're a beast, man. I don't know what else to say. You see that?
Yes.
That's fan-made artwork.
Amazing.
This was like a month before we knew exactly what he was going to look like.
Right.
Fan-made. You could pass that off to me as real. Except for like the spines you could tell are drawn. But everything else looks beautiful. And even the spines look great.
We found out about the image in December, right?
Yeah. That's when the leaked photos started coming out.
Yeah. I got to say, from experience with all these movies that we talk about, the marketing is absolutely pathetic for Shin Gojira Godzilla Resurgence. Honestly, and I'm not a hater saying that. I mean, God knows how much money I've spent on Godzilla U2. I own just about every one except on DVD, but I have it on VHS, the Godzilla 1985. I have to get that and the new Godzilla, and then I have the whole collection on DVD, but I have them on VHS, the 1985. And I've bought tons of Godzilla figures the kids have had when they were little. I just don't know, man. I just don't know why there's nothing. Why can't they market it, Chris? Why don't they spend the money? I don't understand.
Well, you know what they're going to do? I think they're going to wait till June. I think in June we're going to see stuff.
Yeah, but you know what gets me worried? When a company doesn't back their product, right? Mm-hmm. That turns off fans, and I kind of like, hey, is something wrong with the movie?
Yeah.
Because not even the movie company's promoting it. So, red flags, especially when the Fantastic Four movie came out.
Yeah.
People are like, what's going on? So.
You want the ultimate red flag here?
Yeah.
Which may fit into your theory? Okay. These guys, the directors of Shin Gojira, their previous movie, like I said on it, was Attack on Titan. The live-action movie's the 2-part one, right? Those did not do well.
Well, I never even heard of it until you told me about that. Was there any promotion with that? There
was some, yeah. There was more than this had. But again, it wasn't enough. And what happened? First and foremost, the movies weren't that good, apparently. I've seen them. I've seen the first part. I didn't think it was that bad. I've seen most of the first part. I didn't think it was that bad. But they did not do well. So I'm really wondering if this is the part of the reason as to – I think Toho saw that and they were like, oh, boy.
See, you and I disagree about one thing. I don't understand how they can't just like put a villain in the movie, like because I feel that Godzilla is stronger when there's some. I mean, it goes back to the theory, let's say with some comic book characters, you're only as strong as your villain.
Yeah.
Villains. But with Godzilla, he never really needed any villains because he was stronger. But in that case, and I want to say I'm so happy I picked these up, But we got some really cool stuff in here. I think there was Mecha Godzilla or something. I think.
Don't show any of the panels in here.
Oh, okay.
Because they might flag it. So.
All right. Well, I'm just saying that I'm picking this up. I'm so excited about this. And I don't understand why they can't. I want to see. I'm going to be happy with Godzilla Resurgence, but I want to see a villain. I want Toho to do more movies. I want them to have, start popping them out. I don't understand why they can't pop them out.
And solely the reason too that I'm angry is solely because of those statements that they made, because they made it sound like this was going to be something huge, no pun intended,
right.
And like nothing's happening.
Right.
Like, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what country you're in anymore. You cannot say, hey, we're making a movie, and then expect people to wait for the release date to see all the stuff for it. You got to market it a bit.
Yes.
I have. This is happening.
I have been yelled at by some people in my publisher about marketing. Believe me when I tell you, like, you can't just put a book out without marketing and spend some money. I understand that. So that's it, man. I mean, we need another trailer this week. We need a score or a sample of the score. We need a synopsis or more about the actors, or maybe we have an actor or actress bio. If you don't want to show the monster, could we have something else?
Well, they have that on their website.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's really not, it's not that, like, great, in my opinion. Like, what I was saying is that the trailer we got on the 13th, we should have got that a couple months prior.
Should have got that in December. But they didn't even film it, though, right? Or they were filming it?
No, I think they were done filming pretty quickly.
Oh. And another thing I want to know is this one of a series, or is this like a one-off?
Well, I don't know. I think they're waiting to see how it does, which I think is a good move. But I hope it's a part of a series, because I would love to see more of what these guys are going to do. But again, though, if this movie's not going to do well, what happens next?
Well, why does he look like the Godzilla from Godzilla versus Destroyer? Like chest burning. I mean,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm honest with you right now, and I may be wrong about this, but this is my gut feeling. I don't think we're going to get an explanation for why he looks like that. I think what's going to happen is in the movie, he's just going to look like that just because. And my reasoning for that is very rarely in Toho movies do they make a comment on Godzilla's appearance unless it's something really drastic, like burning Godzilla. But when Godzilla 2000 came out, everyone was like, wow, he looks different. But they never explained it in the movie. And later on, it was like, oh, it's because this isn't connected to other stuff.
Mm.
And since I don't believe Shin Gojira is going to be connected to anything else, he's probably just going to
see, I when I was trying to explain it to my kids when they were really younger,
Yeah.
Because they saw him die and then the son take off,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's probably Godzilla's son,
Yeah.
Like now he's fighting his first guy, Orca, or whatever,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's Godzilla, obviously, whatever, it's like just, you don't have to be, I want a series.
Same.
I just, to me, for some reason, I don't understand how, back in the day, they were able to pop out movies every year, right?
Yeah.
and then now we can't. Like, and I try to identify why that's the case. You know, like when I was younger, I would be playing a Mega Man game every year.
Sure.
And then that just stopped. When I was younger, you know, I liked, you know, sci-fi, horror, all that stuff, action. And I used to see a Friday the 13th movie every freaking year. And then that stopped. And then I'm like, well, you know, and then we look at these new movies coming out, right? And we hear the struggles, like they want to capture the characters, this and this. And I just, to me, I don't understand. I don't understand. Even as a writer myself, or, you know, I don't understand why it's taking so long for these movies to be made when they were able to do it with ease in the past. Like, I just shake my head not understanding why, from the popularity of the 2014 Godzilla, why Toho just ain't popping a new movie out every year. I mean, it's a moneymaker. It will generate them profitability. They won't lose money. They could have action figures based on it. They could have comics based on it. They could have video games based on it. They could have books based on it. They could have T-shirts, and bed sheets, and based on each movie. So the profitability alone, right, is amazing. And DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, right? Why don't they do it? You know?
Well, I can tell you why they haven't recently. Because of how badly Final Wars did at the box office.
But now that the American version came out, why don't they just get off their keister and show us how it's done? Like, just pop them out.
Well, I don't even want them to do that because that's the problem I had. I don't want them to be like, well, we're going to do it better. Why can't they just be like,
just do it. Just have fun with it. Why can't they?
Why can't they just be like, yeah, we liked the legendary version, but we feel it's time that we could do one as well, and you'll have two Godzillas, and great.
That's great.
I would have kept my mouth shut if they would have said that. But when you come out and go, ours is going to be better, and it's going to devour the other one, and it's going to be bigger. Oh, okay. Well, where's the stuff? Well, okay, that's great. Now you're not doing anything, and now you better hope.
You know what's going to happen though, right? Whenever this movie does, right? When Godzilla 2 comes out here, we're going to have like monsters fighting Godzilla. The movie is going to be like $1 billion or bigger than the last one. Right? People are going to be like, oh my God, let's make Godzilla 3, 4, 18, right? And then Toho is going to be like, that movie just crushed our movie. Like, God, and again, it's going to be the ego thing. It's going to be like, we need to put out a Godzilla movie, but you don't have to put out a Godzilla movie to beat each other.
No.
Just ride the wave of your character. If the American thing is doing great, go make your own, and we both have the best of both worlds. You don't have to make this one bigger and this one. Just make a damn movie, man. Have fun with it. Make a couple. Where's Mothra? Where's Ghidorah? Where Hydra? Whatever. Where's Gigan? Where's Megalon? Where's Mechagodzilla? Where are these people?
Or do one better. Make new monsters.
Hi. How about create a 3-part freak? You know how Marvel has like Infinity War Part 1 and 2? Make a freaking Godzilla cinematic universe.
Like they've been doing.
But from Toho, but like I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I find it hysterical, Chris, that the one thing I remember from the last G-Fan magazine was that they were promoting Gamera more than they were promoting Godzilla on the cover. And I'm like, why can't Gamera be in this thing? Why can't they buy Gamera? If they're talking about it in the Godzilla magazine, why can't they get it? Why can't it be Godzilla versus Gamera? Why can't we do this? This is what everybody wants. Toho, this will like blow people's minds. Wake up. Godzilla versus Gamera. Something new. Gamera's established. Let's go. What the F?
You want to know what really like blew my mind, Ring versus The Grudge.
Yeah.
Do you realize that movie has more trailers that are better than this movie?
I saw already, I don't know how many already. And I'm like, oh, like, really? You know?
Do you realize that I think I've seen more good trailers from that film than I have for Shin Gojira? Because that first one I don't even consider a trailer.
What, the one we saw?
No. The way back when. Like when it was just the people running down the street and then his roar.
Oh, that's a joke.
That was
That wasn't a joke.
The movie we had.
That was ridiculous.
Like, wow.
That was nothing. That was like, hey, we don't even have the mold ready. We don't have nothing ready. Let's just do something. Anybody could do that. Just run down the street, start screaming, Godzilla's behind you. I don't want to see stuff like that anymore. I'm tired of seeing that stupid stuff. That's just not appealing. We've seen it for decades.
At least that other trailer, the second one we got on the 13th, was really good.
Godzilla vs. Gamera. That's what you need to do, Toho.
I think that needs to happen soon.
Let me tell you something.
It does because
I guarantee that if they do a Godzilla versus Gamera, that will be the most biggest moneymaker in history, and it will change Toho's tune about Godzilla. They'll flat out make 2 a year, maybe. Watch it just because of how good that movie does. Gamera versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Gamera, that's what you need to do. That's what their next movie has to be. Has to be, Toho. Everybody's been dying for that for like decades. Come on. So, I do want to say, go buy the Godzilla comics by IDW. I think they put the Doctor Who ones out too. IDW. Check them out. Go buy this. Godzilla Oblivion, please. Okay? We promote here too. Is that it, Chris?
I think so.
All right. We're actually going to... Chris, you have a moment? We'll do another one?
Yeah.
I have to talk deep about something. Superman. So we're going to come back. All right. Take care. Bye for now, guys.